What is up, guys? I want to make a little bit of an interesting video for you guys today. So I'm going to start reading because you guys have been on me about it. A lot of benefits to it when I read about it, when I read your guys' takeaways from how reading has benefited you and how reading has benefited others and Pablo's theories on reading and all that shit. I realize reading is really important, okay? I get it. I'm going to start doing it, and I'm going to start doing it tonight. Now, the funny thing is, why am I going to start doing it? Well, it's not because of any of your stories or anything, although they've always made me want to read, but they never got me to read. What got me to read was I bought the Steve Jobs book here on my iPad, okay? And I wanted to return it. So I go to return it, but it says processing. I think Apple will allow me to return it, but it says processing, so I can't return it yet because it's still processing. But it's been like 3-4 days. And so finally today I go to look to return it, still says processing the transaction. And I start reading. I go, why don't I just try reading it? Why don't I just try? Because I don't do 5 hours of Spanish anymore like I used to. I only do 3 hours. And that's because it's given me like my life back kind of. When I do 5 hours, it's like I'm up till like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night doing it. When I do 3 hours, it's just like so easy to just bang out 3 hours for me at this point. So now I do like 3 to 4 hours, just depending on the day. Like today, I think I'm at 4 hours, but 3 to 4 is what I shoot for. I only shoot for 3, and if I get the 4th or the 5th, whatever. But if I don't, I want to be able to go out and have drinks with my friends and do shit. So point is, I'm trying not to keep this video too long. So the point is, I'm going to start reading because I tried returning this book, wouldn't let me. So I figure I'll do 3 hours of Spanish a day, plus read a chapter or whatever I feel like reading for the day too. And that should help me with all those benefits we get from reading. The really cool thing is, so I'm 28 pages into this book, 28 pages. And the really cool thing is I can read it no problem. Okay, I've never done any reading at all, period. You guys know my journey, 0 reading, don't care about reading, hate reading. I don't like reading in English. I mean, I like it a little bit, like every once in a while, like once every 4 to 5 years, I'll get a book and I'll be like, oh, Stephen King's The Shining is pretty cool. Let me read that. But I don't read much in English, and for that, I don't read in Spanish. So I got this Steve Jobs book, and I can read it, which is crazy, right? I mean, how? Now, I'm going to read some for you guys, just for fun. I got to pre-warn you. I can speak Spanish way better than I can read Spanish, okay? Picture someone who's learned English, who has trouble reading English. Picture them, how they sound, maybe a Spanish speaker, because I don't know if you guys have ever heard one, but you can probably even like YouTube it or something. Go look for a Spanish speaker who knows English but is trying to read English, and they'll sound really broken when they're trying to read. It's the same thing I'm about to do right now, okay? Puedo hablar mucho más mejor, puedo hablar casi perfecto, no puedo decir todo, pero puedo pronunciar muy bueno. Puedo pronunciar muy bueno cuando estoy hablando en español, no es un problema, pero cuando estoy leyendo es un poco más diferente. So when I'm reading, it's a little different, okay? I'm going to sound very stupid. First of all, when I read to myself, I read a little out loud, but very little. Más adelante, cuando tenía exactamente la misma edad, 23, que su padre biológico, cuando lo dio en adopción. That's how I would read. I'm going to try to read out loud to you guys, so it's going to sound a little worse. And it's hard. Reading's hard. I've not pre-read this, okay? This little, I'm going to read probably like a paragraph here or something. I don't know. I have not pre-read this. I don't do that. So, más adelante, cuando tenía exactamente la misma edad, 23, que su padre biológico, cuando lo dio en adopción, Jobs fue padre de una niña a la que también abandonó. Aunque acabó asumiendo sus responsabilidades para con ella. Chrisanne Brennan, la madre de esa niña, afirma que el haber sido dado en adopción dejó a Jobs lleno de cristales rotos. Eso ayuda a explicar let me say that again. Y eso ayuda a explicar en parte su propio oh, this word is crazy. I know this word. I've heard it a million times. Comportamiento. Here, watch. So here's a really cool thing we can do. I'll actually show you guys this while I'm about to do it. So you, with the iPad, I don't know if you can do this on other readers too. I'm not a reader. But you can just click on this word here, right? So you can click on the word, and then you can hit translate. So you can easily translate something like this, and I can't pronounce this.
Comportamiento.
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 Comportamiento. Yeah. Still can't translate it. That's gonna be like refrigerator for me. That's never coming. Refrigeradora. Ow, can't say it. But yeah, so that's really cool that you can just translate. I'm still doing the same thing I would do as if I'm watching a video. I don't translate a lot of things unless it's something I find to be really cool, really interesting. I want to translate it. Or like something like that where I'm like, how the fuck do you pronounce that? Like, I can't say it. Then I might hit the translate and hit play. Even though I already knew what that word meant. Behavior, I knew that. Although in my mind, I don't even picture the word behavior, but I know exactly what that means. But I can't say it, which sucks. But that one I actually want to learn because I like that word. Y eso ayuda a explicar en parte su propio comportamiento. Like, but even, I'm going to keep reading like a couple more words. But even there, I can say explicar, no problem. But for some reason, when you're reading, it's like you can't pronounce it. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys who have done reading know. I don't really understand why. Reading is so much more difficult to pronounce while I'm reading. Los que han sido abandonados acaban abandonando a otros. That's sad. It says those that have been abandoned, they end up abandoning others. That's sad. Andy Hertzfeld, que trabajo codo con codo junto a Jobs. Sorry. Codo con codo. I don't know what that means, and that's an interesting one. We're actually going to translate that one together, but let me just read the rest of it. Andy Hertzfeld, que trabajo codo con codo junto a Jobs en Apple a principios a la década de 1980, se encuentra entre las pocas personas que siguieron guardando una estrecha relación tanto con Brennan como con Jobs. See, I understand all that, right? I understand all that, no problem. I understand all of it, no problem. So I can read this book completely. Other than this codo con codo. Codo con codo? It's like, it's got to be, let's translate it. It's got to be like, here, I'll show you guys the translate feature one more time. It's got to be like work together, right? Que trabajo codo con codo. It's got to be like work together. 1 minute. Let's see. Yeah, side by side. So they work side by side together. So yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, reading's really cool. It feels cool. It's cool. Takeaways. One, I can definitely speak better than I'm reading right now. So don't, if you're hearing, I don't know how I'm pronouncing it as I'm reading, if it's like turning you off, don't take that for fucking anything. Like, I can speak much better. Puedo hablar mucho más mejor que puedo leer. Lo prometo. No. Puedo hablar mucho más mejor. No es una gran cosa, pero aquí cuando estoy leyendo es un poco más difícil. No sé por qué. Estoy leyendo, estoy intentando hablar un poco más alto, no sé qué pasa, pero I can talk fine. I can talk fine when I'm speaking Spanish. When I'm reading it, it's fucking out of there. But I've never read, right? So that's most likely the reason. I've never done any Spanish reading. So, yeah, I'm going to jump into it now. This is a cool video. I really want to make this video. I'm doing it for you guys, but I'm doing it a little selfishly because I want to be able to, I'm going to read this book. I'm going to read The Shining by Stephen King in Spanish. And then maybe after I read those two, I'll make another reading video for you guys. Maybe I'll read a little better at that point. We'll see how my reading is. But the takeaways here is, although I can't pronounce really well while I'm reading, I can understand it. I can read it. It does strain a little bit. I do feel tired as I'm reading, almost like I remember when I used to watch like beginner Spanish videos. You know, I haven't felt like that in a long time. Now with reading, I do feel like that. So that's where we're at. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a very long video. I'm sorry. I don't know how it's so long, but I'm looking at it's 10 minutes now. So have a good one, guys. We're officially reading on this journey. Pablo will be proud. Peace out, guys.